Okay, welcome back. I'm going to start tearing this thing down. Here's the tools that I think I'll just be needing. I got a 17, 14, 12, 10, short extension, 3/8 drive, half-inch drive, a reducer. This is for the head studs or head bolts. It's a 12 millimeter, I believe. Yeah, 12 millimeter, and it's jammed into this socket. And then a good breaker bar. So first thing we'll do, get the old or the hoist mounts off. And like I was mentioning earlier, lunch meat. Get yourself a lot of these tubs. These are at Harbor Freight. I think they're like $2 or $3 a piece. Dirt ass cheap. They work awesome. Alright. Let's see, where should I begin? I guess we'll take these out. The nice thing is that they can stack like that. Alright, let's see here. Guess we'll take the valve cover off. Man, it's dirty. Come on, you booger. Okay, put those in there. And then this guy gets in the way. So I usually lift up from the back. Wow. Oh, I missed one. And that's all of them. There we go. And then it slips right out. So my powder coat's coming off. And there we go. Look at that. Cams look great. No grooves. Nice and clean inside. You could tell I changed my... Ooh, that one's got a little bit of a groove in it. Yeah, a little bit of wear right there. Probably not getting enough oil. You can kind of see where it's rubbing. Wonder what the rocker looks like. Oh. My little girl's riding her bike. Okay, let's see, what else? What should we take off next? Let's get the motor mount, tensioner, water pump, crank. So let's see here, those are 14s. You just got to break them loose. And then I'll let my ratchet do the rest, or my impact do the rest. Oh, let's get the water pump pulley out of the way. do believe you can only do that on a 2ZZ water pump. The 1ZZ water pump, the pulley is integral to the water pump itself. Okay, let me get this last guy here. Okay, let's see, 17. And a 12. And this guy's really long. It's interesting, it's wet. I don't ever remember them being wet before. I don't see any leaks or anything. Hopefully you don't have a glare. Now for the water pump. Where's my bucket? There we go. It'll probably be dry because I lost all my coolant on the road. Nope. A little bit of coolant. Paper towels. Where's my paper towels? Right here. Whoa. Good catch. Okay. Let's see here. Stuff that in there to collect all that. Now, since I was a dumbass and did not break this guy loose before I pulled the engine, the other trick is to take flywheel bolts, which I probably won't use because I don't want to fuck them up. So I'll just grab me some 14mm bolts here. Let's strike that guy. And no, I don't want a big washer. That guy right there. I'll take these two guys. And you come around here and you shit. There we go, from the bottom. And we'll put those in. And then, hi baby girl.
Jeff, you need to fix this one too.
19.
It fell off.
It fell off? Alright. I'll fix it.
What are you doing?
I'm taking the engine apart. Turn the engine. Let's see here. gonna stick this guy. Usually put like a one. Ooh, is that bolt fucked up? That bolt's fucked up. Yeah, we are not using that bolt in the file cabinet. I'm not sure where this guy came from. It's up here where I used it somewhere taking stuff apart. What's this here? Actually, I think I like this one better. A dirty bolt, we can fix that. Clean bolt. Of course, this is all coming apart, and it's all gonna get too much. Everything's gonna get cleaned up and redone. Alright, so you stick the 2 bolts in there. That's a good spot. And then you get your long breaker bar. Hold on, let me found the breaker bar. So we just stick this guy right in here. Wedge it in between. That's probably a good spot right there. And then we take the, I'm going to get my bigger 17 or 19. And I really should put some gloves on, but I'm too fucking lazy. Oh, 19. All right, here we go. Oh, look at that. Easy as pie. That probably wasn't on tight enough. Get that out of the way. Of course, now, let's see. Now it's wedged in there, and we just give it a little wiggle like that. Okay. This should come out pretty easy. Yeah. Be real careful. You don't want to break the ribs. Another California bonus right there. Let's see. Yeah, that's a good bucket for that. Okay. Let's see here. Let's take the let's see, what else should we, let's take this timing cover off. We'll get the crank position sensor out. There's 10s all around it, and there's 3 12s right here. Let's see. Yeah, that's what I thought. 1, 2, 3. that guy can go back in because it's not all the way through. Oh, dirty, dirty. And then, oh, the green guy. That's right. Don't forget the green guy. That goes in this corner. I think that's all of them. Oh. So I like to stick this guy back in here just so we don't lose it. And then same with that guy. After we pull the sensor out. Sensor comes out easy, just kind of rotate it like that. And then just give it a wiggle. And there's an O-ring holding it in. Like that. There you go. And it's probably held on by a little clip right there, and it is. And the thermostat's in the way. Alright. That's fine. We can come back to that. Okay, timing cover is ready to come off. Get our pry bar. Good spots right here. It just takes the, oh, tensioner. Timing chain tensioner. Oh, look at that, I missed a bolt. More better. And there's a good spot right there. Take that cover off. Dirty bolt, dirty bolt. All right. Now we'll get the timing chain. Knock all the crud out of there. Let's see here. These are all 12s. Ooh, smell that oil. Old oil. Alright, let's just break these loose. And that was it. There's only one here, and one here. That's what holds those guys on. Be careful, you don't want to break these. They probably are pretty fragile. Got lucky. And remember when we put this back together that the F is facing out. Don't forget that. This will slide right off. And the chain. Voila. Well, that sure looks like some factory goop. I wonder where I got this engine from. This might be one that I just don't remember. Because nothing looks like I've been in here before. Alright. Now we make some room for the cams. Well, let's get the rest of this front shit off. All right, let's see here. Let's turn this over. Probably, I don't know, we'll see. Alright. Okay, let's get that off. Let's get this out. Get the thermostat out. Thermostat will probably puke more coolant. Well, it shouldn't. Everything's clean. And there might be water behind the thermostat. Yeah. So let's see. Let's put those in that bucket. Let's get our bucket back. Nope. Dry as a bone. And then remember, of course, when I put this engine back together, I'll document all this stuff, but this little guy right here needs to be at 12 o'clock. Oh, come on out of there. Oh, sucker's in there. Well, it's not hurting anything. It's not in the way. Let's get this guy. Well, let's take the... Man, it's nasty. Now that's supposed to hold the harness. There's supposed to be tape around it, hold the harness. I'll put it in there. Oh man, that's nasty. A lot of times I've seen the little O-ring at the bottom of the dipstick tube here, which this one looks like it's just gone to shit. And so this mess right here is probably oil getting around this O-ring right here and just getting shit everywhere. Let's see what we got in there. All right. Come on. It was, oh! Damn it. Wouldn't hurt to use a new bucket for this stuff. Let's see where that, there it is. All right. It should be at 12, right there. 14, 12. And I need to disconnect that because I got my throttle body bypassed. Okay, and that's out of the way. Oh, more coolant. Coolant mess. All right, looks like the head's coming off next. Just for some reference, NOx sensor for 2000 and 2001. Oil pressure sensor. This is the VVT oil control valve that adjusts your cam position timing. And this is the lift oil control valve. So the way this engine works, at 6,000 RPMs, the computer activates this valve, sends oil down these two shafts, and it allows the big cam to push on the rocker further and longer. So longer lift, longer duration. And this sensor is the pressure sensor for lift. So in the scenarios where you have a broken lift bolt and you're not getting lift, is because the shaft that's inside here, which we'll get to, has rotated and not allowed oil to pass through into the rockers underneath the cams. But you're still getting pressure. So the computer thinks everything's fine, it just doesn't know why, or not doesn't know, but it just thinks everything's fine. But when you hit like 7,000 RPMs, the car falls on its face because the little cam just can't breathe enough for the higher RPMs. So that's what happens when you have a broken lift bolt. And of course, when you go to Toyota and say, oh, I need lift bolts, they have no idea what the hell you're talking about. It's actually called a flange bolt. And I'm not going to link the part number. It's all over the frickin' internet. It's all over newcelica.org. And I'm not going to hold your hand. Alright, so the way I do the cams and the head is I lay out paper towels, because you need to keep track of where everything's going. And I'll set these down for the head to lay on. Alright, these might not break loose. Yeah, not gonna happen. You notice the pattern that I'm doing everything in here? Ooh. Ooh, that one was a little tight. And that one too. Ooh. Alright. Now, another thing you can notice, intake 1, intake 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhaust 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And there's arrows pointing to the front of the engine, or number 1 cylinder. So when you put it back together, if these get out of order, You can just remember that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. The arrow points that way. Okay, and the caps come off pretty simple. Just give them a wiggle. If the cap doesn't want to come off, there's a little lip right there. You can just give it a little incentive. Of course, I just kind of snug that one back down. All right. Intake cam, exhaust cam. Very good. Okay, so here's your rockers. Cam journals look great, no scoring. Not bad for a old ass car, huh? Now keep in mind, these edges are really freaking sharp. So it is very easy to cut yourself. Okay, so the way this thing works, the cam is turning and the small lobe rolls over this bearing right here, and it pushes the whole rocker assembly down and opens the valves. And the big lobe is just pushing down on this guy. Nothing's happening. When you go into lift, oil control valve pressurizes the shaft, and there's little holes in the shaft that line up with holes on the rocker, and it moves a stop over right here underneath this guy, and it locks it in place. So now it's solid, and the big cam pushes the whole rocker down further and longer. And there's your longer lift, longer duration, hence why would they call it lift. Pretty simple operation. It's unfortunate that Toyota hasn't implemented that technology in any other engines. The 2ZZ is the only engine that has that I know of. Maybe something like the, what's that, LFA. I think it has something similar, something cool. But yeah, I mean, those all look like they're in pretty good shape. I mean, there's signs of wear, but not too bad. Now, the other thing to remember, these little guys right here are the shims. Let's see if I can pull one out here. Do not lose these. This is your valve clearance adjustment. Is this stupid ass little shim that costs like 15 bucks from Toyota. There might be somebody that sells them aftermarket, I don't know. And back in the day when these were new, there was a little tiny number on here that told you what size it was. And when I put this engine together, I'm going to do a video on how to properly adjust the valves. It's very time consuming. It's a pain in the freaking ass actually. So let's get the what else? What do I need to do here? I think this can all stay. Well, should I tear the head apart or just leave the head intact? Maybe I'll leave the head intact for now, and on another video I'll take the head apart, because what I think's wrong with this engine is, and I've seen it several times, because of the high RPMs and the stock springs just cannot pull the valve up fast enough, you get piston to valve intercourse, and the piston smacks a valve and it puts a little tweak in it, and now you can't get a good valve seal on the valve seat, and of course, so that you lose some compression. Some time ago, I know I had like 130, and I believe these were all over 180. So let's just say 190 for shits and giggles. And then after this overheating issue, this guy I think is down to 90, 130, 180, 180. And I really just don't know what happened. I'm just not seeing anything really out of the ordinary just yet. But let's go ahead and pull the head. Get my my head tool and my stock head bolt tool. And you start in the middle. Oh, holy shit. That fucker's loose. Wow. Look at that. That sumbitch is loose. Now there's an entire possibility that this head could be warped, and that allowed combustion pressure to get into the water jacket, pressurize the system, and that's what blew my hose off. That is entirely possible. Let's just go with that for now. And that would also be why I have lower compression, mainly on this side. So let's just see. Hopefully there's no others that are that loose. Wow, I have never seen that before. All right, here we go. Torque. Okay, that was nice and tight. You know what? These don't really feel that tight. That one felt okay. Yeah, that was not tight enough. All right. That one felt okay. No, that is definitely not tight enough. Wow. Alright, let's see what we can see in here. Now, because of this situation, I am definitely not going to reuse these head bolts. I have in the past reused the head bolts. There's mixed feelings on that. About they are torque to yield, so they torque, they stretch, and that's it. And the manual does say you measure, and if they're within tolerance, you can reuse them. Wow, there's a lot of oil in that cam still. Look at all that shit spewing out of there. All over my table. My beautiful table. Yeah, there's... I'll just put that right there. I have reused them before in the past on a rebuild where I know the engine's going to stay stock. You know, they're not going to boost it. If you're going to boost this engine and you don't use ARP studs, you're a moron. They're cheap. They're about $100 for a $100 insurance policy, and not having to go through this. It's worth it. Try and scoop up some of that oil down in there. Wow, I'm still kind of in shock over that bolt being completely loose. That is amazing. So let me back that one out. We don't have any movies going on in the background for entertainment. Probably all the better. You don't have to listen to my geeky taste in movies. I really need to get a 1/2-inch drive impact cordless, because they are sweet. And or I just need to go to Harbor Freight and remember, because I go there all the time, but I keep forgetting, is just get a 3/8 drive to 1/2-inch adapter. And then I can just use the one I got. Amazing how that works. Okay. Let's get the magnet. Okay. Now there's also a washer underneath these. Don't want to lose those. Of course, when you get a set of ARP studs, they come with a new washer. So all right. Okay, moment of truth. Let's see what's going on underneath this head. Make sure there's nothing else holding this thing on. You got the exhaust manifold gasket. We can just slip that out of the way. Alright, here we go. Pull the head. Should just lift right off. Head gasket came with it. Alright, let's just tip this. Boy, I don't see any sign of anything bad. I don't see any sign. Oh, maybe right there. It's hard to tell. But look at the pistons. I mean, the pistons look fantastic. There's not a lot of carbon on them. Let's see. Where's the bolt? Where's the big bolt? Big bolt. There it is. Just put that on there. Oh, yeah, take those out. Oh, some bitch. Alright, let's do this. Give it a little bit of torque. There. Now it should rotate. There we go. Let's take these guys out. How the thing turns over nice. Well, there's a little bit of scoring right there at the top of the cylinder. You see that? Oh. Ooh, that's pretty bad. which is interesting because this cylinder has the most compression in it. I wonder, see now, yeah, my fingernail catches. So the thing to do is with these cylinders is if you drag your fingernail across it and it catches, barely, just barely catches. I bet you there's damage on this piston, and that's what this is. Let's see what else is going on. Cylinder 1 looks okay. Cylinder walls look fantastic. Yeah, there's... See, now that's... Fingernail doesn't catch on it. A little bit of carbon at the top of the cylinder. Yeah, just some carbon right here at the top. Let's see, if you go top dead, yeah, see, it's probably just some carbon. They get down to the first ring. And my fingernail doesn't catch those. It doesn't really catch. You just kind of feel it. So, God, everything's turning nice. Yeah, just a little bit of wear, but there's no grooves. Just, you know, just carbon all at the top here. Just crap at the top. So that's nothing that a Scotch-Brite pad will just clean right up. You know, run it across the top here. That won't hurt anything. Run a Scotch-Brite across here, clean this all up. I'm not seeing really anything horrible. So, all right, well.